It's reading time with Gigi. So grab a friend, snuggle up, and let's read. Tonight we're going to read a chapter book for the older kids. We're going to read Nancy Clancy, Super Sleuth, written by Jane O'Connor, illustrations by Robin Priest Glasser. This is book 1 in the series, and we're going to start with chapter 1. Nancy Clancy, Super Sleuth. Chapter 1, Hardly a Mystery. Nancy Clancy was all set to solve a mystery. She had a fancy magnifying glass complete with rhinestones. She had a spiral notebook and a flashlight. She had sunglasses, a hat with a floppy brim, and a pink trench coat. A trench coat was the kind of raincoat that detectives wore. She had superb detective skills. She was naturally nosy. She was so good at snooping. Investigate was the professional word for snooping. Really, the only thing Nancy was missing was a mystery. If only more criminals lived around here, she said to her father. He was at the kitchen table reading the Sunday sports pages. What? He said without looking up. Nobody ever gets kidnapped. I bet there's never been a jewel heist. Then, in case her dad didn't know, Nancy added, that means a jewel robbery. Nancy sighed. I wish we lived someplace like River Heights. That was where Nancy Drew lived. Nancy loved the Nancy Drew books. She had read 5 so far. In River Heights, criminals are lurking around every corner. Sounds fun, her dad murmured. Nancy's mother came into the kitchen. Nancy's little sister trailed behind her. She had on blue slippers that were making a slapping sound as she walked. Have either of you seen JoJo's snorkel mask? Nancy's mom asked. Nancy's little sister hardly ever took off her snorkel mask or flippers. JoJo and her friend Freddie liked to pretend that they were deep-sea divers searching for buried treasure. Nancy's mom poured herself coffee. We've looked everywhere. It's a mystery where it's went. Mystery? Nancy just heard the magic word. Okay, so it wasn't a big deal mystery, but all great detectives had to start somewhere. She spread her arms. Ta-da! Nancy Clancy, Super Sleuth, at your service. Ah, honey, her mom smiled. You'll look for it? Sure. My rates are very reasonable, Nancy paused. Only kidding. You're family. So my services are free. Nancy went and slipped on her pink trench coat. It was important to dress like a professional. Jojo, I just need to ask you a few questions, she said, pulling the notebook from her pocket. Trust me, we'll get to the bottom of this. At that moment, Bree appeared at the back door. She was wearing a trench coat too. Hers was purple. Jojo left this at our house. Bree was holding a snorkel mask. Thanks, Nancy's mom said. Then she turned to Nancy. Sorry, sweetie. Nancy scowled. Her first case was closed before it was even opened. I have to pick up a book for my mother. It's at the twins' house, Bree told Nancy. Come with me. Ooh, what's going to happen in chapter 2? Come back tomorrow.